There's some whistling winds out there today. Yeah. Later, in a little bit, whenever you're done being sleepy, we can try playing downstairs, buddy. Yeah, see if you like your new scratching post. Yeah, I don't know if it's something you necessarily play with, although there are some little feather things on the top. Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and leave you alone, buddy, so you can get some shut-eye. Yeah. That was the post office truck, yeah. They just dropped off some Mercedes-Benz parts. Let's go check it out and see what we got, okay? Yeah. We got a Bosch. Should be German. This is the Mercedes OEM. Yeah, looks like, I think that means made in Germany, cool. Oh, look at, I can't install it, but a mechanic can. Good thing I'm a mechanic today. Has the waxy paper. This paper is reminiscent of what they packed the Soviet kind of munitions in. That's kind of interesting. But today it's going to go on the Mercedes. You want to go outside, buddy? We're going to play downstairs, but if you want to go outside while I work on the Mercedes, it won't. This is going to be like a 15-minute job. I have a couple of fuel trim codes. People say a majority of the time it's a mass airflow sensor. Yeah, my mass airflow sensor only has like 64,000 miles, but it's sat for 10 years. And from what I understand, even if it's not that, it'll help with the fuel economy, so I don't mind. Yeah, do you want to stay inside or go outside, buddy? It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. Whatever you want, buddy. I gotta shut the door eventually, okay? I gotta close it. I gotta close it. Don't know if he understands what that means. I'm closing the door. Too late. Too late, little boo-boo. Yeah, it's too late for now. Yeah. You want me to try opening it again for you? No? We do this all the time. I'm gonna close it again, buddy. I'm gonna close it again. Ready? Okay. Those of you with cats and dogs, I'm sure you understand. Also have some cabin air filters. These are the charcoal kind. Should also be German or similar. Maybe this one's made in Spain or Mexico. Oh, I don't see where it's made in. I don't see where it's from. Oh, here we go. Okay. Huh. It'll probably say on the inside. Let's open them real quick. Well, that's reassuring. Okay, this stuff is very fibrous, so I will install these in a different video, because right now I'm not doing cabin air filters. I don't even use the heat right now anyway, so there's a total of 4 cabin air filters in the beast of a Mercedes. I think this was made in Germany based on this, but who knows? We'll find out in a later video whenever I do these, probably the next week. Today I'm going to focus on the mass airflow sensor, which is probably going to be easier than installing these anyway. I'll be outside just for a little bit, little boo-boo head, okay? Then when I come inside, we can play after I record the mileage and all that stuff, yeah. The mass airflow sensor on the Benz, pretty easy to get to. Right there, just gotta undo these clamps, undo the air box. I already did the air filter, otherwise I would have done it at the same time. Did that pretty much when I first got the vehicle. So, go ahead and take it apart. I'll take this little engine cover off first. This is not really a how-to, but a lot of mass airflow sensors are located right by the air intake, so this applies to a lot of vehicles. Again, not a how-to, just undoing the air box. Little snaps here to do that. Pretty simple. This engine's still hot from the trip to Meyer earlier today. So we'll remove the air box, and then we'll move forward. There we go. So I undid this clip. There's a similar clip on the bottom side, and then you just kind of wiggle this off. Just gonna set this aside for now. See, we have some more exposure. We'll get a couple of nice clear and illuminated shots. We're looking at the original mass airflow sensor. It's basically an assembly. The sensor itself's probably in there, but we're just gonna rip this thing out. And we'll do a side-by-side with a new one to see if we need to rescue any parts that we pull off this assembly. Removing the electrical connector is really easy. You just squeeze in those 2 tabs in the end and pull out, kind of like a sound when you pull it out. So now we need to use a 7mm ratchet and socket to get this little hose clamp off. Check it out. Yeah, I got the Benz logo on that bad boy. This is pretty easy. Just loosen it up and then eventually we'll be able to pull the assembly out. And this pretty much just pulls right out. So we're going to do a side-by-side comparison to what we have in the brand new box. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, it's in there. Very, very sensitive. You can buy a special cleaner for this, but this part wasn't really. I mean, for the Bosch / Mercedes-Benz, I paid like a little bit over $100. Not that terrible in the realm of a Mercedes-Benz, I tell you. Look, these things are identical, even have the same part number. This one is the one I pulled. Look, it's Bosch, just like the other one. Check out the other one. Yep, made in Germany. Bingo. That's what happens when you pay the big bucks. Obviously, you want to take the plastic caps off when you install it, otherwise you're not going to get very far. Now we're just going to, this basically just squeezes in, and we tighten this fastener, and we have half of it done, basically, at least with the installation and the air duct there. I snugged this fastener up, or the hose clamp rather, with the ratchet wrench. Now we're going to plug the power back in and then install the air box. You've already seen the reverse of this, and that's pretty much what you do. Make sure to remove the plastic cover. As I've said, I'm leaving it on during the installation of this other stuff just because you don't want anything to get inside there. So we'll go ahead and show you what it looks like when it's all done. It's all put back together now. Just got to put the engine cover back on. It just snaps into place. You just want to take care when you do that, so as to not disturb any vacuum lines or whatever. Pretty easy. This is something I did. If you don't even count the time I took filming and showing and talking, you could probably do this in 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops. So who knows how much a mechanic would charge for this. I mean, it's their time, right? But if you were to take this to a dealer, oh my goodness, you would get screwed. What I put on there was exactly what I took off. So it was either a Mercedes or a Bosch part. They're basically the same. In fact, I'm 99% sure they're identical. So pretty cool. If you were to do this at the dealer, I don't know how much it would cost. In this I have, I did the labor myself for 15 minutes. The part was a little over $100. I don't think you could beat that anywhere on the planet. And there's aftermarket ones, but with this car, you want to stick with OEM. You don't want to go crazy with putting aftermarket parts. It's not like my Ranger where it's more forgiving in that regard. This thing is not. It's even for 99, it's very technical. So I'm going to put this back together. Make sure to grab your tools. I got to grab this. I already got the plastic pieces. I'll grab the flashlight so I don't have any tools knocking around the engine bay. Then I'm going to use my code tool to clear the codes and see if they come back. And if they do, well, nice to have a new mass airflow sensor, which probably was necessary anyway. So it wasn't that expensive, especially when you do it yourself. Got her all back together. Now I just got to close the hood. These are the codes here: P0170 fuel trim bank 1, bank 2. I doubt it's an injector issue because the injectors are in banks 1 and 2, and if one of the injectors, or 2 or whatever, the odds of 2 injectors going bad on both banks is pretty uncommon. So it's most likely the mass airflow sensor, which we just replaced. If it's not that, it's a vacuum leak. I don't really have a good way to test vacuum leaks here. There's certain systems you can put in there, or put some smoke through it and see where it's leaking. So I will have that done if the check engine light comes back on after I clear them. So pretty cool. Now we're going to go ahead and clear these codes, erase codes. Yes, I want to erase them. Yes. And we'll drive it for a while, like a week, or whatever, and see if the codes come back. Hopefully it doesn't. My dad gave me this cool little screwdriver tool. I'm going to keep this in the Benz just in case. You never know when you need to screw something. Hey buddy, I'm all done working on the Benz. Yeah. Pretty cool. I'm just going to record it in my log, and then we'll be done with it. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you sleep. We'll do a third video today with just playtime, okay? Yeah. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, he's too tired to say bye. That's okay. No problem at all. No. See y'all soon.